I was having y'all, it's your boy Rico from Street Scores coming with a big report. Just wanted to talk about two things today. Mainly, I want to dive into Rivera officially giving some sort of a timetable for when the permanent name may be chosen for this Washington franchise to replace this Washington football team that we have currently. And then after that, I just want to talk about the entire rookie class being signed to contracts, which I'm very excited about. Y'all already know we gotta huddle up before every video, so before we get to the content that y'all came for, I want to let y'all know to go buy the best Washington franchise merch that money can buy. Just hit the link in the description of this video under Go Get Street Scores merch. Also, if you want to become a monthly paid member of the best sports YouTube channel out here doing it, there's 4 different levels, each with their own great perks, such as a private football Discord group, shoutouts in every video and live stream, and all kinds of stuff. Just hit the link in the description of this video under Become a Channel Member. Also, pull up to Rant with Rico every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m., where you get to call in and you voice your opinions and let your voice be heard. Again, that's every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Phone number and link to the show is in the description. Then also pull up tonight and every week, Friday, 8 to 10 p.m., where me and my boy Shay talk about everything. It's just basically a live podcast. We talk about anime, music, gaming, basketball, all sports, music, all of that, pop culture. Again, that's every Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. And then, of course, pull up to the Street Scores Full Access every Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m., where I reply to every comment. You already know during the off season, every Sunday is dedicated to interacting with everybody in the Street Scores family. And then during the regular season, on Sundays, I'm live streaming during the games and everything. So no matter what, I'm live streaming every Sunday unless some emergency comes up. And again, I placed all the links of every show in the description of this video. Now, let's get it. Alright, so big news. Rivera had an interview with Gayle King up at CBS this morning, and he said the team is not close to making a decision on a permanent name. And the biggest thing that we've learned is that this is going to take steps. This can't happen automatically. He said that this may take 16 to 18 months to completely rebrand this franchise. And I'm very glad that they want to do this the right way. We have the Washington football team, which isn't bad. I mean, of course, it's not what we want, but it leaves open a huge window for us to really do everything we can. Those of us who want the Red Wolves as the next name and logo and all of that type of stuff. This gives us over a year to really push that idea and make sure we're constantly spamming the hashtags. Make sure we spam whatever website recently promoted Julie Donaldson was talking about, where they would actually be looking for fan feedback and fan input. Terry Bateman, Dan Snyder, and the Washington franchise said that they will be taking in a lot of fan, alumni, current player, and just all kinds of outside input on the next name and logo and the complete rebranding. So it may take 16 to 18 months. I'm very glad we're not rushing it, because if we would have rushed it, we would have ended up with the Warriors, which I really don't like. Oh my lord, please don't be the Warriors. Or just some other rush name out of the blue that Dan Snyder might have just pulled out his back pocket. So this taking as long as possible is the best news possible for us that want it to be Red Wolves. And also, I'm just glad that we're doing our due diligence. So far, this has been the best offseason of Dan Snyder's entire career. I know it looks bad on the outside because of the media and everything that came out recently with the 16 women, but that was more so a past thing. Since Ron Rivera's been here, they've been firing everybody that they found out was even involved in any of this. Everybody's gone. Bruce Allen's gone. I mean, it's a whole new era. We replaced Jay Gruden, Greg Minuski, and Kevin O'Connell was pretty cool. We never really got to see what he could do, though. With Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, whose personal life views I don't agree with, but X's and O's wise, Jack Del Rio was that dude. And then the bright new future, bright young guy, Scott Turner, under North Turner, running the Air Coryell offense, or at least his version of it. So that's a big change. Then the entire medical team, the training staff is different. The head trainer, everybody under them. Dan Snyder even went on to hire Kevin Wilkes, basically the Michael Jordan of physical therapy and exercise science. We just made up a position for him. We brought in Ken Zampese, an extremely underrated QB's coach. I mean, the one great year that we've seen out of Baker Mayfield, he was his QB's coach. And then as soon as he left to go to Cincinnati, you saw what happened to Baker Mayfield. And now we have him involved in developing Dwayne Haskins. And then speaking of Dwayne Haskins, we're going from Kirk Cousins, Josh Norman, and Trent Williams to Dwayne Haskins, Chase Young, and Terry McLaurin. I mean, completely new faces. It's a completely different team. No more Josh Doxson. Now we have AGG. I miss Jamison Crowder a little bit, but I feel like Steven Sims has more potential. Our front seven's going to be ridiculous. We have some very talented corners in the backfield. Our safety position is still a little bit of a mystery, but there's a lot of potential there. Same with the offensive line, a lot of potential. We just got to see who can prove themselves. But all in all, it's just new faces up and down, from front office to coaching staff to players, everything. So it's a whole new era, and it seems like it's coming nicely wrapped up with an entirely new brand. And hopefully the next step is the Red Wolves, but I'm a fan of the team, the players, the coaches, and all of that more than I am of just the name. So even if it is the Warriors, which I really hope it's not, I'll be a Washington Warriors fan, but I'm really hoping it's the Red Wolves. Also, Ron Rivera mentioned to change the colors would kind of distract from what this team has done in terms of its past history with the championships that it's won. So that's what we're going to hold on to make sure the past is still present in this future franchise's spirit. There's a new name, new logo, new jersey designs, new players, new coaches, front office, all of that. The only thing that's really the same is the owner and the jersey colors. And shouts out to Ron Rivera for even acknowledging the fact that the colors will be the thing that retains the great Washington franchise history. Because I do feel like we needed to keep something just to keep us attached to something from the past when we were winning 3 Super Bowls. And I feel like the colors is the best way to do it. Hopefully we can keep HTTR if possible. That's why Red Wolves would be a great idea, but we'll see. And again, like I've said every video when I've spoken about the Red Wolves, if you want greater detail as to why Red Wolves is the best option for this team, check out my YouTube video, The Washington Red Wolves. Just type that in on YouTube or on Google, you'll find it. And this whole thing is just wild because I went to NFL Game Pass to watch some games from last year from us because I just like doing that. When I'm taking a shower, when I'm just chilling, I just have our games from last year on just cause. I just love football. I prefer to watch a game from 2016 of football than to watch a live game of any other sport, to be completely honest with you. I'm just super football like that. And I went to NFL Game Pass and I saw that they already changed our name, our logo. So it's crazy. I mean, it's widespread everywhere. I believe even Madden's on it soon. If they haven't already done it, they will do it soon. So everywhere, Redskins is gone. Washington football team is in, and the logo, instead of being what it was, is now just the W with the font that's similar to the Atlanta Falcons font. It's not the exact same, but it's very similar, especially the little top pieces of the letters that kind of curve for some reason. So even the font is different. The Washington franchise font that we've had for so many years even changed. I mean, they're changing everything except for hopefully the colors, like Ron Rivera acknowledged. And 16 to 18 months is a long time, man. I mean, if you think about it, the season's about to start in the next month or two. So 14 months from that is basically, it sounds like we'll end up playing games in the 2021 regular season as the Washington football team. We'll see though. Maybe if us as the fans and alumni and players really push for the Red Wolves to be a thing, maybe that can expedite the process a little bit, and maybe we can go into the 2021 season with a new name, with a permanent name, hopefully the Red Wolves. But if we all aren't focused on one front, and majority wise all going as hard as we can for just one name, hopefully Red Wolves, then it may take a little bit longer. I don't know if that affects it or not, but I mean, we've already seen celebrities love it. KD, Josh Hart, Washington franchise fans from everywhere, all kinds of celebrities love the Red Wolves idea. Players love it. Dwayne Haskins, Jonathan Allen, Matt Ioannidis, Cole Holcomb's, kind of a recent player. He loves it. Then you have Washington franchise alumni, the greats like Doc Walker, B. Mitch, Fred Smoot, just to name a few. So there's players currently on the team, there's big time celebrities that are diehard fans of the team, and legendary players from the team that all love the Red Wolves idea. Plus, every time they do a survey or a poll, Red Wolves not only wins, but it dominates. So at this point, if it's not Red Wolves, then that means Dan Snyder did not listen to the general public and the fans. Because there'll be a survey with like 15,000 answers, and Red Wolves will have like 70% of the votes. So if, honestly, at this point, point, I'm optimistic it's going to be Red Wolves. The fact that they're taking their time shows that it should be Red Wolves, especially over a name like the Warriors. And if it doesn't end up being Red Wolves, then that means Dan Snyder lied about listening to the public. Because it's not just the fans, it's celebrities. It's not just the fans and celebrities, it's players that have not only played for this team, but made a big impact on the team's history and helped us get Super Bowls that love the Red Wolves name. So if you don't honor the Red Wolves choice, then I don't know who he's listening to or considering. Now moving on, just wanted to announce that we have officially signed all of our rookies, even some undrafted free agents like Isaiah Wright. First round draft pick, second overall pick from Ohio State, Chase Young was signed, of course. Ron Rivera just recently said, like while I was recording this video, that Chase Young is everything that we hope for. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm assuming since training camp is starting up, they're finally getting people into the building and they're seeing what he can do. He's out there wowing people. It's early in the process, so I don't think they're actually full on practicing or anything. I don't know exactly what's going on, how it's working exactly yet. But whatever he's doing, he's wowing people. His base salary is $610,000. His signing bonus is $5,674,290. And his cap hit currently for this year is $6,284,290. And then we also signed my boy, my favorite pick other than Chase Young out of this draft, Antonio Gibson, running back from Memphis. And the rest of the draft class, like tackle Sadiq Charles from LSU, wide receiver Antonio Gandy-Golden from Liberty, center Keith Ishmael from San Diego State, linebacker Khalid Hudson from Michigan, safety cornerback Cameron Curl from Arkansas, and defensive end James Smith-Williams from North Carolina State. I'm very excited about this rookie class. We made some great picks even late in the draft, and I'm so glad that we finally put pen on paper to lock them up. Thaddeus Moss, undrafted tight end who I have high hopes for, is also signed. And like I mentioned earlier, wide receiver Isaiah Wright, who's going to have a huge impact on special teams and possibly even in the wide receiver group early on with the lack of receivers that's around, he's also signed. And speaking of lack of receivers, you already know that we lost Emmanuel Hall for the season. We lost Kelvin Harmon for the season. And Cody Latimer, it looked like he may not be able to play this season with everything he had going on with his legal cases and everything. And free my boy Cody Latimer, because after finding out the background information on it and why he did everything he did, I'm not even mad at him. But luckily for us and Cody Latimer, he will be allowed to attend training camp. He still has his court dates where he has to go to court, report there and everything. But until he's actually been proven guilty of anything, he is allowed to report to camp for the Washington football team. So, and it still sounds so weird to say that. Oh my lord, football team. But they freed my boy Cody Latimer. And I'm very happy that he's allowed to attend camp and compete with his wide receiver room, because we're already short on staff as it is. Even with everybody fully healthy, I was still a little worried about the wide receiver group. But then we lost high ceiling, low floor Emmanuel Hall. Guy I had high hopes for, and I even had us drafting him in my mock draft 2 years ago. Then you have Kelvin Harmon, who I was expecting to have a breakout season this year, lost for the entire season. And then who knows what's going on with Cam Sims. I personally don't believe in Trey Quinn, so you have Terry McLaurin, who's the best receiver in the NFC East. You have Steven Sims, who I'm expecting to dominate in the slot. You have AGG, who I'm expecting big things out of. Maybe not early on, but eventually he's going to be everything and more of what we expected from Josh Doctson. And then we need other people. I love Isaiah Wright, but he's an undrafted free agent for a reason. Cody Latimer was never able to really shine for the Giants or the Broncos. So I'm not really confident in how well he'll perform for us. Undrafted free agent Jonathan Johnson is a big mystery, so I don't know if we should go and get somebody like a Josh Gordon. Scott Turner, our current offensive coordinator, was the wide receivers coach for Josh Gordon when he had that 1600 season. He put the whole Browns team on his back, even with the terrible quarterback play and the terrible quarterback carousel. I don't know, but the wide receiver group has a lot of potential, but who knows what may happen. But luckily for us, at least Cody Latimer is another piece that will be able to compete during training camp to see what he can do. Because Dwayne Haskins is going to need all the help he can get. And that's the end of this report. I appreciate the support. Please like the video if you liked it. If you learned anything, please subscribe. If you haven't, please hit the bell next to the subscription button so you can get a notification every time I release a video, every time I live stream, all of that. Also, Big shout outs to my Pro Bowl sponsors, man. Really appreciate y'all. Shouts out to all my sponsors, the rookies and the Pro Bowlers. And of course, big shout out to everybody that donates to the channel. Again, like I say, every video and live stream, the money's going straight back into the production of the streams and the videos. So I really appreciate it. And shouts out to everybody like my boy Franklin who donates just for Brody, so Brody can get some stuff. I appreciate that too. And again, I appreciate the support from everybody. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.